I know what you're thinking. Turtle fishing? I know, girl, look. We're not going fishing for turtles, but let me tell you what that phrase means. So, okay. I probably should put this in the relationship series, but I'm not. I'm just going to put this as part of one of your regular, everyday videos. Okay. So, once upon a time, I was dating somebody. Yes, I date. Just because I don't parade it on the internet doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. Message. Anyway, yeah, so once upon a time I was dating somebody, and I was new on my vulnerability journey at the time, which if you know me now, I'm like a vulnerability Nazi. I want everybody to be vulnerable. I'm telling everybody to watch Brene Brown's TED Talk on the power of vulnerability that's been out for several years, and then I'm telling them to go get the 6-hour power of vulnerability audio on Audible, right? I'm all about team vulnerability because it's so powerful and necessary and beneficial. Some people think it's painful and excruciating. I don't really see it that way. I don't see it as like exuberantly joyful or extremely bad. You just gotta do what you gotta do to be vulnerable anyway. And so I was dating this guy, and I liked him at the time. I liked him a lot. And I told my friend, I was like, I don't know what to do. I was like, I feel like a fish out of water and a turtle out of her shell. Like, what is this? And she was like, oh, you little turtle fish. And so we created this phrase, turtle fishing. And my definition of turtle fishing is not getting on a boat and going out into the water and trying to fish for turtles. That is not what this is. It's about being vulnerable. And so all I want to say to you in this video is I want to talk to you about the power of being vulnerable and how to turtle fish. Initially, you're going to feel like a fish flapping around on the beach outside of the water and a naked turtle outside of its shell. And if you are like I was, right, vulnerability and being honest about how you really felt about certain things, good or bad or somewhere in the middle, was like this, it may have been this excruciating process. And it doesn't have to be that way. You can get to a point where you're just like, I got to a point where it was just so much easier to be honest with myself and others about how I felt about things than to not. And I'm not calling you a liar. I'm not calling you a liar. I would never call you a liar. I'm just saying you may not have always been super honest, because it may have been too uncomfortable. And so let me tell you something. Those emotions have to go somewhere. They have to go somewhere. And they get stuffed in our body and it makes us ill, and we can talk about that another day. But let me know in the comments if you were like me, where when it came to interpersonal relationships, and maybe this is you now, so let me know if you've been there, or if this is you now, when it came to, or when it comes to interpersonal relationships, particularly where you have to kind of put yourself on the line, or say how you feel, or possibly experience rejection or something like that. Tell me if that has been a very uncomfortable place for you to be, and if that used to be you and it's not you anymore. Tell me in the comments, how did you get past that? I know for me, I had to see the value of vulnerability. I had to see my vulnerability as a strength. I had to see it as a gift to the other person, whether or not they chose to open that gift. Message. I'm not gonna preach, but I might. Okay. And so I want to give you a homework assignment. I'm going to link down in the description box the link to Brene Brown's, which I love her work. I love her work. Y'all know I live in the deep though, so I love her work. I'm going to link to her TED Talk. It's about 20 minutes long, I think, or maybe a little shorter. It's fantastic. I want you to watch that. And then I want you to go on Audible, because it's not in print, because it's like a lecture series that she did, but it's so good. And I want you to listen to The Power of Vulnerability on Audible. And thank me later. Thank me later. So anyway, maybe this video should go under self-care. I don't know. It could go under singleness, it could go under self-care. It could just go on your regular, degular, schmegular videos. But I wanted to come on and talk about the power of vulnerability. And if you don't like the big V word, you can always call it turtle fishing. And now I've learned to, every now and then, I do need to be a fish out of the water, and I do need to be a turtle outside of its shell. And I'm excited about it. So anyway, y'all, that's today's video. I will see you in the next one. Peace.